we got to talk. We got to talk about Christopher Nolan directing Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne because it's the most boring thing that's ever happened in anything ever. I promise you that. This is not rage bait, folks. This is an honest to God opinion. Christopher Nolan makes terrible movies, and the Dark Knight trilogy is just downright bad. It's just downright bad. Batman Begins. Let's start with Batman Begins. It's not even a movie. If you've never seen it before, you're not missing out on anything, one. And two, if you had a hard drive in your brain for memory and you could only keep X amount of things on there, I guarantee you nobody, not a single person in the world would keep Batman Begins on there. The movie is, first of all, how many times can we see Batman's parents die? How many times do we need an origin story for Batman being Batman? We don't. And I understand Christopher Nolan makes art. Everything that he does in a movie has got to be on film. It can't be hearsay. I get that. But oh my dear God, is it not great to see again? Then the Ra's al Ghul stuff, Liam Neeson. Come on, man. Come on. The choreography's awful. The visuals are bad. The cinematography is boring. This entire video is giving me trying to find synonyms for the word boring. And I don't think I have the capacity to do that. Just like Christopher Nolan doesn't have the capacity to make an entertaining film. There's a couple redeeming qualities about this movie, and that is the acting from two characters, one of which is Gordon, Gary Oldman, very great guy, beautiful man, and Cillian Murphy, an Irish beauty that we received and was made Scarecrow in this movie, who is kind of a side villain. He's not really the villain. He has some great scenes in the movie, which are almost completely upturned or uplifted or upthrown or turned or flipped. I don't know. Christopher Nolan wanted to flip a fucking table is what I'm trying to say and ruin everything that happened with the scenes with Scarecrow because they're just not great. And Cillian Murphy's doing the best that he can, and I appreciate that. But if we're talking about the casting for this movie, who decided that Christopher Nolan, who decided that Cillian Murphy was going to audition for Batman? My man's not Batman. And who decided that Christian Bale was Batman? I can't think of anybody less Batman-y than those two guys. Maybe Ryan Reynolds? Even he might be a better Batman. Oh my God, dude. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. The suit's atrocious. The casting through 90% of this movie is bad. The fight choreography is terrible. The set pieces, good God, are they bad? Especially that ending one with the train. It's so dull and so bland. The cinematography is childish. The writing is just mediocre. And the directing is like, the editing and directing, I don't know which one failed, but I could live the rest of my life never thinking about this movie again or watching it ever. All of the Bruce Wayne stuff is bad. It's worse than a lot of the other movies, but in this one, it's just all the cop stuff, all the Carcone stuff, or like the mob boss stuff is terrible. The shipping containers scene that I'm remembering was bad. Dude. I don't even want to talk about this movie anymore. It's so bad. And if you think that Batman Begins is a good movie, I got to know what you're thinking down in the comments below because it's just not. So hit me up with a comment to tell me why. Why? Are you the richest man ever and you have everything at your disposal and you're the most entertained person day to day? And you watch this movie to try and be like the rest of society where you're bored out of your fucking mind 24/7? Because that's all this movie would be good for, is to bore somebody into thinking they're just part of society. Dark Knight. Let's get on to the Dark Knight. It has the illusion that it's a good movie. And what I mean by this is that when you watch a trailer or you watch a clip of Heath Ledger, you're locked in. Because Heath Ledger has a gravitas about him as a person and as an actor, RIP to a real one, as the Joker, he deserved the Oscar, hands down. He was the best part of this movie. He was the best that year, although there's an argument for Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder because holy shit, is he amazing in that? I'd rather watch that movie than any of these three for sure. Heath Ledger, though, elevates this movie to a different level. So when you watch a trailer or you watch a clip, Heath Ledger's front and center. The Joker is front and center for the most part. And it gives the illusion that this movie is good because you remember those parts. You don't go around remembering terrible shit about a boring movie or boring stuff in a boring movie. You remember the good stuff, the only stuff you connected with that made you feel something. Movies are a medium for you to feel and to experience things that you might not experience. The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises doesn't do any of that, but Heath Ledger does. Heath Ledger connects you to something. Who knows what that thing is? Because it's all fucking chaos, but it's so good. Heath Ledger's amazing in it. Every scene that he's in is like visceral. It's a level above anything else. Christopher Nolan, I don't know if he cast Heath Ledger or if there's a casting director who did it and had more say than anybody else, but that was the only good thing about this movie. Is Heath Ledger as the Joker. Every scene is just so good. Bruce Wayne has a lot more scenes in this movie than he does in the previous one. And oh my God, dude, you could cut all of them out. You could cut every time Christian Bale isn't in the Batman outfit in this second movie, you could cut it. Whoever the editor is being paid by somebody else because they left all this bullshit in. It's so bad. Morgan Freeman was more of like a plot device as to, how Batman gets some of his stuff. And I appreciate Morgan Freeman a lot. I love the guy. Everything he's in is great, except this stuff. We don't need him in any of this. He doesn't need to be in literally any of this. I understand giving Morgan Freeman more to do, sure. But also, you don't need a 5.5 hour movie or whatever the fuck this is. Cut that back. Cut some stuff out. You know what I mean, Nolan? If I could give you any advice, one, whoever your cinematographer is, change him. And whoever your co-writer is, get a new one, make him more entertaining. Make him a guy that you don't know who likes to go out and drink a lot. Get that guy on your team. He'll shoot the shit with you and change some stuff up. And then thirdly, whoever your editor is, tell them it's okay to edit some stuff out. Edit the boring shit out. A lot of the Commissioner Gordon stuff, a lot of the Harvey Dent stuff is boring. A lot of the Rachel stuff is boring. Now, granted, the Rachel stuff in Batman Begins is way worse because, one, that actress is not, I don't want to say she's not great because that's mean. Am I being too mean here? It doesn't matter. Okay, she's not great. I love Maggie Gyllenhaal. She's a lot better, but we don't need Batman to have a fucking love interest in a 4.5 hour movie or whatever this is. When you got Heath Ledger's Joker on screen for 43 minutes and Batman on screen for like 20 minutes, we don't need like that. That's an hour. You don't need all this other crap. You know what I mean? Give me more of those two things, even though Batman suit's awful and I'd rather not see it. And maybe make Harvey Dent turn into Two-Face a little bit sooner. A little bit sooner in the movie would be great. But listen, I understand people have a lot of love and affection towards this movie, but I ask you why. I ask why, because it's such a boring movie. And if you took Heath Ledger out of it and you put any other actor in there, put Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, an actor that you don't really care for, put them in that movie, put them in that role. Is it still a good movie? And the answer is no. The answer is absolutely not. It's not a good movie anymore. So why are we pretending it's a good movie just because there's one really good character with some really good stuff in it? The rest of it, everything around it is garbage. You know what I mean? If a city's falling, but there's one building still standing, the city's still fucking falling. That building's gonna maybe stay there a little bit longer. It's gonna be cool. But who gives a shit? That's a terrible analogy. I apologize for that analogy. But you get my point. You get the drift of what I'm trying to say. The movie's god-awful. And you could cut probably 45 minutes out of that movie. And it still doesn't make sense, by the way, because the movie itself, again, the writing is childish. And the movie does make sense, but if you cut 45 minutes out of it, it would still make the same amount of sense because it's just the Joker trying to take down Batman and mob bosses at the same time and get a bunch of money. Even though he doesn't care about money, he just wants chaos. And then at the end, he's like, you got 2 boats there, sonny boy, and if you don't blow one of them up yourselves, I'll blow them both up unless Batman gets me. That's the entirety of the movie. That's it. And it's not very good. It's not very good. And I understand that people love Heath Ledger, and I love Heath Ledger, and it's a shame. It's a travesty that we lost him. Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, great movie. I love 10 Things I Hate About You. I'm a sucker for a chick flick. Sue me. But if you took Heath Ledger out of this movie, it's not good. And he deserved the Oscar. But let's be honest, this movie is boring. It's dull. It's boring. It's dull. It's boring. And it's bland. And I don't want anything to do with it. And I can't find any more synonyms for the word boring for this boring fucking movie. Dark Knight Rises. It's not worse than Batman Begins, but it's goddamn close. It's so goddamn close. Tom Hardy as Bane. Once again, the villain's the only redeeming thing in the entirety of the movie. Tom Hardy's great. Bane as a villain, as a standalone villain, didn't make sense to me the day I was watching it or when I saw the trailers back in the day. And it certainly didn't make sense to me. And that's why I walked out of the fucking theater, because this movie was atrocious. It still is atrocious. The entirety of the last 45 minutes of this movie is just downright terrible. It almost lost the plot. Now, none of these movies are good, and there's nothing exciting about any of them. But tonally, they kept the same boring, dull tone. And then at the end of this movie, they kind of try to switch it up and make it more thriller action-y, more like a Heat or something like that, or I don't know. I don't want to say Die Hard, but more of an action-y kind of deal. And it just falls so flat because I don't think Christopher Nolan can really direct that way, which is sad to say because he's a beloved director, even though he's never really made a good movie or an entertaining one. Oppenheimer's not good. Tenet's not good. Dunkirk was fine, but there's a lot better movies out there that do the same thing and talk about the same stuff. Interstellar, never seen it, never will. These 3 movies are god-awful. Memento, confusing, but not bad, I guess. And has he directed anything else? I can't think. And I don't care because, again, boring and dull. Dark Knight Rises, dude. And then after Bane gets his fucking mask broken, oh, of course, or whatever he says, you know what I mean? It's just, then you find out that the chick is the villain. You got Catwoman. Batman's got a cane at the beginning of it. Apparently he killed Harvey Dent, even though we know for a fucking fact he didn't kill Harvey Dent. Dude, oh my God. It's just so boring. It's so boring. How can anybody watch these 3 movies back to back and think anything good? Now, the longevity of a movie isn't what makes a movie bad or good or determine whether it's entertaining or boring or not. A movie could be 4 hours and great. Lord of the Rings, perfect example. Read the books, watched the movies, not boring. The books are kind of boring for being 100% honest, but that's a different video. Entertaining all the way through. You feel for the characters. You have a connection to these characters. They make you feel a type of way. They shoot neurons or whatever into your fucking brain cells, and then your brain has a chemical reaction to that thing, and it makes you feel a type of way. Nothing in the Dark Knight trilogy does that. It's borderline not art. I know that there's Oscars involved and stuff and Christopher Nolan makes art or whatever, but come on, dude, this isn't fucking art. It's Batman, first of all. And second of all, it's not Batman. I'd rather watch Batman and Robin and see George Clooney's nipples than watch either of these terrible 3 movies. I mean, Batman and Robin has more style in class than this. Arnold Schwarzenegger's villain with Poison Ivy. First of all, Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy, better than all the villains in these 3 movies apart from the Joker. Even maybe including the Joker? No, Heath Ledger's Joker is great. Who we can? Uma Thurman, better than the Bane and better than Scarecrow by far. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze is pretty sick, if we're being honest, as a villain. Batman Forever is a better movie. I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch Jack Nicholson's Joker than any of these three movies, because at least every Batman movie up until this point stylistically followed the director's vision, or was comic booky, or was fun, or was silly and stupid. Like Batman Forever is silly and stupid, but it's great. It kind of did the Tim Burton thing, but had a little switch up on it. George Clooney's Batman had nipples. I mean, that's hilarious. They had Batgirl or Batwoman or whatever in that movie. Alicia Silverstone, that's terrible, but that at least there was a vision. At least there was entertainment. At least there was, cinematography wasn't too hard to come by in those movies. Stuff was changed around. Stuff looked different. There was a vibe. There was terrible editing, and then there was great editing in some of them. In Nolan's movies, it's just a straight and narrow path from dull to boring, the entirety of it. And again, the only redeeming quality about any of these movies, and the reason that we're fooled into believing that these movies are any good or of any substance and quality, is because of Heath Ledger's Joker. Tom Hardy's Bane isn't terrible, but I wouldn't say Tom Hardy's at fault for the performance, or for the character of Bane. His performance was great. I just think that Bane's not a very good villain. And I think that the plot details around what his character was trying to do was not great. These movies are just nothing. They're just nothing. Everything that, if you've watched Tenet, you've watched Interstellar and Oppenheimer, and these three movies, and Memento, and any other movie I'm missing that he's directed, Dunkirk, and you genuinely believe that they're entertaining. Like you couldn't put any of those movies on any day of the week. Like I could throw on Twister any day of the week. I could throw on Batman v Superman any day, anytime, no matter what I'm feeling. Every single Marvel movie I could just throw on. Art for art's sake is fine, but it doesn't make it good. It doesn't inherently make it good because it's supposed to be art. You know what I mean? Dude, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore because I'm bored talking about how bad these movies are. Let me know if there's anything. Here's my problem. I don't like making videos that are like there's enough people out there that make videos of a movie or a game broken down into 3 hours, where they write a script and they talk about it in depth, and they go into every tiny little detail, and they let you know about it. I don't like doing that. I like going off of my heart. I like going off the vibe, and kind of doing a podcast style where we're just talking bullshitting about a thing. So if there's something specifically that you want to know about how I feel, like and subscribe to the channel, and go down below, comment, and I will respond, or go on my Twitter, Danny9s, and we'll talk there. But I know I've rambled a lot, and I know I've repeated myself with the words dull and boring, but let's be honest here, man. The Bruce Wayne stuff's terrible. It's downright terrible. He's the worst Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne, better. George Clooney's Bruce Wayne, better. Michael Keaton, you want to get nuts? I'll get nuts. That scene is better than any single scene in any of these movies with Bruce Wayne, for sure. Ben Affleck is my GOAT. Full transparency, Ben Affleck is my definitive Batman currently. I really like Robert Pattinson's Batman and Bruce Wayne, however you want to spin that, because I know a lot of people talk about how they're two different people, but they're really not. They're the same fucking guy. But just Christian Bale doesn't do it for me. Christopher Nolan directing Christian Bale is the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. I could go the rest of my life and never watch this again. I'd rather watch the Batman animated series all the way through, start to finish, however long it takes, than watch either of these movies for the rest of my life. That's what I'd rather do. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me. A lot of people are going to say these movies are great. Heath Ledger's great. Bane's great. Yeah, but what else is great about him? You can't even tell me a scene from these movies. I gotta know a scene that doesn't involve the villain. A scene that doesn't involve a villain in any of these 3 movies that's good and entertaining and quotable. Name it. Name it. You can't. You can't name it, because any scene that doesn't have Bane, that doesn't have Scarecrow, or doesn't have the Joker is irrelevant and not good. So Christopher Nolan kind of put himself in a hole where he wrote a terrible movie and then cast really great actors as these villains and cast a really bad Batman, because Christian Bale's not a bad actor by any means, but he's not Batman. So he pigeonholed himself. He fucked up by doing that and causing this rift where the only memorable thing about any of his movies is the performance of the villain, not the villain itself or the directing or the movie itself. I'd rather watch any other movie, any other superhero movie. Fantastic Four from 2004 or 3 or whatever year. Rather watch that. I'd rather watch Michael Keaton's Batman movies. They're way better. They're way more entertaining. George Clooney's Nipple Batman. Rather watch that. Look, I stream every Wednesday at 9 and every Saturday at noon. So come check it out. I talk about stupid shit just like this, and I have a lot of opinions. And I make a lot of declarations that I probably don't really understand what I'm saying in the moment. But come and check it out. We'll have some fun. Like and subscribe to the channel, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, I should say. I drop a video every day-ish in 2 long format videos like this every week as well. My next video is going to be about the game Death Stranding, which is my absolute favorite game of all time now, and I just beat it for the first time. So come check that stuff out, and tell me if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Let me know if I'm an idiot. Let me know if you enjoyed these movies or Christopher Nolan as a director. I need to know. I need to know who's paying to go see these movies that he's making. So like and subscribe. I appreciate you. Catch you in the next one. Peace.